Hey, what's going on, guys? Bflattened here with a brand new video today. Today we're going to be talking about RedFall and all the characters that there are to choose and select from inside the game. Now, what is RedFall exactly? RedFall is a story-driven FPS, so you can play the game solo or co-op with up to 4 players. There are 4 heroes to choose from, and we're going to be going over all the characters in here to help you select them. They all have their own unique personalities, skills, and abilities. RedFall is an open world game that takes place in a small town called RedFall that is overtaken by vampires. It is up to you to investigate the source and restore the town to its former glory. Now, the 4 heroes available are Devinder, or Dev, Jacob, Layla, and Remy. First up on the list, we have Devinder. Devinder has 3 action skills that give him great crowd control abilities and ways for him to deal AoE damage. The first 2 skills have a cooldown and can constantly be triggered. The third skill is your ultimate skill, which can change the tide in battle, but needs to be charged up by collecting psychic residue. One of his first abilities is called the Arc Javelin. He throws a javelin that sticks to surfaces. After a second, it shocks multiple nearby enemies and it emits chain lightning. After multiple ticks, it repeats after a 1-second delay, and it has a 10-second uptime. Translocate is his next ability, where he throws one of his homemade devices in a arc or a cone. You are translocated to the location of the device, offering you the ability to quickly move around by teleporting to a specified location wherever you point it. And finally, Blacklight. Blacklight is Devinder's ultimate skill. It's a UV emitter that directly petrifies enemies, that stuns them for a short duration, allowing you to quickly move out of battle or even just finish off your opponents. Next up on the list, we have Jacob. Jacob has 3 action skills that give him a great advantage on the battlefield. The first 2 skills have a cooldown that can constantly be triggered. The third is your ultimate, which can change the tide in battle, but needs to be charged up by collecting psychic residue. Psychic residue is a currency that you can find all over Redfall, just for a heads up. The very first ability for Jacob is called Raven. It's a psychic bird companion that can tag and mark enemies. Enemies are highlighted by a red outline so you can easily spot and track them. Cloak, you activate a cloaking device and you become invisible to your enemies for a minimum 10 seconds. Shooting while remaining cloaked is an upgrade. Shots while cloaked do more damage but reduce the time you are cloaked. Heartstopper is the ultimate skill of Jacob. It summons a psychic sniper rifle that auto-aims and locks on target to fire lethal shots, headshots, critical shots, whatever they may be. You need to charge up this skill by collecting psychic residue throughout Redfall. Next up on the list, we have Layla. Layla came to Redfall to study biomedical engineering at Redfall Tech University and was immediately struck by disaster. She had the form of disaster given to her in the form of student debt. To alleviate some of her monetary troubles, she volunteered for a medical trial at a local tech company. Of course, nothing could just go smoothly for her. A strange sequence of events during her trial granted her superpowers, but she made little money and can create things with her mind now, so it's a win-win. Layla has 3 action skills that give her great mobility abilities. The first 2 skills have a cooldown that can constantly be triggered. The third skill is the ultimate, which can change the tide in battle, but it needs to be charged by collecting psychic residue. Let's go over those. Lift allows you to summon a telekinetic elevator to quickly and easily access rooftops. It's an ideal advantage point for snipers or just to escape. Umbrella, this telekinetic ability will shield you and your team from incoming projectiles from vampires. The umbrella can be launched forward, damaging enemies in its path and causing like a small explosion. Press a shield, press once to shield, and then you press again this shield button to launch the shield away from you. And finally, her ultimate skill is called Vampire Ex-Boyfriend. It'll summon a companion that will assist you in combat. Psychic residue charges it, of course, just like always. And finally, we have Remy. Remy is the engineer and robotics specialist. Remy is a highly advanced robot designer. She developed something called Bribin. I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's a cover and attack drone all in one, as she is a robotics expert. Remy has 3 action skills that give her a diverse set of abilities. Bribin is a constant companion with a bit of a mind of its own. It follows your clues from what it should be doing. Remy's first 2 skills have a cooldown and can constantly be triggered. The third is your ultimate skill, which can change the tide in battle, but it needs to be charged up by Psychic Residue as always. The first ability is C4 Charge. The C4 Charge is an explosive device that can be thrown with an arc. It sticks to any surface and needs to be triggered to set off the explosion. Next up is Siren. Remy has a little robot companion, Bribin, I don't know how to pronounce this, that can distract enemies. You can pinpoint to a target location for it to go to and create loud noises to draw enemies to it. So you can plant a C4 charge, have your little robot go over there, distract all the enemies, call them over, and then set the explosive off, which is really, really cool. It takes a defensive posture with its legs tucked in, so it can withstand more damage and take more hits. So this is a perfect combo for you to try. Mobilize is the ultimate skill of Remy. It establishes a control point, healing and reviving anyone in its radius. So it sounds like a very support-X character. You need to charge up this skill by collecting Psychic Residue throughout Redfall, of course. And that is also going to be concluding our 4 characters. There are 2 characters that are coming via DLC as well. But which character do you think you're going to be choosing and taking into Redfall, either solo or via co-op? Well, I think I want to go with Jacob, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But a stream is going to be happening with this game tomorrow, as we ended up getting a key. Thank you to the publishers for sending it to me so I can review this game fully and showcase it all to you on stream this entire week, and also with guides on YouTube. I'll see you guys there. My name is Bflattened, and I'm signing on out of here. Take care all. Laters.